fellow members and guests. Parasites. I am not talking about solicitors or bank managers. That kind of parasite I don't even think about. But these parasites that I am going to tell you about are things which I have personal experience of and you may need to know about. So the one that you will all know about is malaria and the mosquito. Anopheles mosquito. It's a particular one. It's got a nice bent hunchback on it. Quite small. Make an awful noise. You're trying to sleep in a room with one of those, you can't. Because it just makes so much racket with this high-pitched whine. So what does it do? Well, unfortunately, mosquito itself is infected by another parasite. And that one's called Plasmodium. Now that one is inside the mosquito, quite happily waiting. And when the mosquito bites, the Plasmodium goes straight down its tube into the flesh where the blood is. They then head for the liver, if you're lucky. If you're unlucky, it goes for the brain. And if you're not in an area where there's decent medical facilities, you're dead. That one kills you. But in your liver, it'll be there for years. I get malaria, I haven't had it for a couple of years now, but I used to get it every year or so. And it's just recurring because it's living in my liver. It doesn't do any damage though, it just comes out and makes me feel bloody awful. Still, that's malaria. You need to either have your air conditioning turned up if you're overseas with air conditioning, they don't like the cold, wear clothing that protects your arms and legs during the night time, because that's when they attack. Use lots and lots of repellent. That will give you a little bit of support. But I can tell you a really stupid story. When I was in Liberia, we were talking about malaria one night, and one of the lads, local lads, said, "Oh, don't go down that bar, you'll get malaria." I said, "What?" "Yes, you go down there and you all get malaria." I said, "You can't, it's not spread like that." And so we had a big argument about it, and what we found out was, yes, they go down the bar, they get malaria. Not from the bar and the beer, but from the bloody mosquitoes that attack you while you're sat there drinking your beer. So anyway, that's malaria out of the way. Oh, David was talking about the special water in Swindon. Oh yes, there was special water in Swindon. 1999, 2016, Swindon's water was contaminated by Cryptosporidia from Thames water. And about 500 people were affected. Not nice. It's a sort of cyst that's in the water, and you swallow it, and it makes you feel very ill, diarrhea, etc. Doesn't kill you, so you're all right. But we've only had 2 doses of that. Now, Toxoplasmosis. Now that's a really good name. Toxoplasmosis. Where do you think you get that from? What little nasty?
Pigs, cats.
No, cats. Spot on. Cats, particularly kittens, their feces have got these in them, and you get toxoplasmosis. And most people here will have had it and not known it. I had it, and boy did I know it. I ended up with 2 months off work, not able to do anything. Just totally wiped me out. And when I went to see the doctor, who knew I'd got it, he said, "Well, I can give you some pills, but they'll probably kill you. So I won't give you those until you're really bad." Really nice that one was. So toxoplasmosis, again, hands, wash your hands. Emptying the cat litter tray, wash your hands. Do the old coronavirus one, your 5 minutes or whatever it is, washing your hands to get rid of any form of eggs that are on your hands. So toxoplasmosis isn't too bad, but try to avoid it. And children, they will play around in the dirt and eat cat feces and dog feces and stuff. And so you can't really stop them getting it, but keep an eye on them if they're feeling a bit ill. What we got? Tapeworms. Oh, there's my favourites. Tapeworms. Now, in the old days, particularly in India, they thought that when you went to India on a trip to work, like in the army, give you a tapeworm while you're in London, and as it grows, it then starts to protect you from the nasties that come into your gut from eating all this strange stuff. It's a myth. It doesn't do that. You end up with something that's 5 feet long or more and cutting out in pieces. So you have all these bits of worm in your poo. So, not nice, that one. Tapeworms, yes, they do actually help you lose weight, because the tapeworm eats quite a bit. So, Guinea worm, now the guinea worm. You know, you think you've heard bagworms. You've heard nothing until you've heard about the guinea worm. Guinea worm, same problem, water, or drinking it or walking in it. Sometimes you can even get it on your clothes as you brush past, saying to pick up the eggs. They burrow straight into your flesh, and they go through, down into your gut, out of your gut, and down on towards your legs. When they get down to your legs, they don't do anything for a while, they just feed. Then, head comes out of your leg, or wherever, and the mother empties out all these embryos, ready to pick up, someone else to pick up. But she's over 1 foot long, and the only way you can get her out is by putting a little stick round and wrap her head around it, and then wind the stick over a period of 7 days, I reckon. 7 days for a really big one. You just have to wind it a little bit until it gets too tight. You don't want to break the head off, so you wait. Next day, wind it a bit more. Guinea worms. You just love guinea worms. You don't want to have one of those. This one is a nice one. Fiderial Worm. It sounds nice, it's no gentle name, but it's not. Same thing, it goes in from water or through eggs on your skin. It will give you a strange disease, elephantitis. You've seen pictures of that? The other problem with that one, you also get giant scrotums. So males, don't mess with one of those. You don't want that one. Oh, there's a myth. I think you've all probably heard of the myth about the fish that swims up your penis. You heard about that? Yeah, it's a myth. It's a myth. It's a myth. It doesn't actually happen. But what they used to say was, if you went into the sea, well, the river rather, these things would swim up inside and then hang on by barbs, so you couldn't get them out. And I don't know why they do that, but anyway, they don't do it. It's not true. It's not true at all. They're called cardiru fishes. Cardiru fishes. Jiggers. They're in the sand. Don't walk without things on your feet, particularly across beaches and stuff. Jiggers will burrow into your foot and chomp away until it's happy and falls out and goes off and breeds. Human botfly. Have you heard of botflies? Oh, they land on your... No, they don't. Get it right. The human botfly flies, captures a flying mosquito, lays its eggs, and then lets the mosquito go. Mosquito lands on you, and then it hatches its eggs on the surface and burrows inside. And they don't go very far inside. These, you can see them. And you can just see this sort of red bit. When they get going, there's a little hole appears for them to breathe, and out comes some of excrement and things. And you think, hello, what's that? And you then need a surgeon to remove it, because they're down, you don't want to pull their heads off when you're pulling them out. So, be careful. Be very careful. Don't drink water unless it's in a bottle. But if it's in a bottle, check that they haven't redone the top, because they fill it up with river water and put a screw back on. So check your bottle tops that they've not been tampered with. Wear sandals. Well, not sandals, shoes. That protects you completely then. Wear shoes. Plastic shoes, preferably on the beach. Don't eat salads. You never know what's on the salads. Don't drink with ice, because you don't know where the ice came from. Just watch out, that's all, and have fun.